My name is Dr. Iain Smith. I'm a senior lecturer in film studies at the University of Roehampton, and I'm now a fellow of the FHEA. I actually found this a surprisingly useful process to go through, to kind of reflect on what it is that I'm getting out of my teaching and to reflect on what effect my teaching has on my students. Like, for a long time, I think I'd done the PhD, I'd been focused so much on research, and so when I was coming to teaching, I wasn't entirely sure whether this was even what I wanted to do. And actually going through this process and reflecting on the teaching has actually shown me just how valuable that actually is and how important it is to me. So one of the things that I used on my fellowship application was talking about the very early kind of days of my experience teaching here at Roehampton. So when I arrived, I'd been given a class on film analysis and aesthetics that I was going to teach. And I was really looking forward to that. I'd planned it all out, I'd come up with all the lectures and all these great films I was going to be showing, and I was really kind of passionate and excited. And then I hadn't really been thinking so much about the students who were going to be in the classroom. I was just thinking for myself almost how great all these films were going to be and how fun the discussions were going to be. And then I realised the kind of diversity of the group of students that I was going to be teaching, and realised that one in particular was profoundly hard of hearing. So I'd constructed this class focused on cinematography and editing and sound, and then now I had a student who was going to be struggling with a lot of the material I was going to be presenting. And I think that forced me to kind of think about and really focus on the students that were actually in the room and what they were going to be getting out of this class. So one of the things that I've been doing as a lecturer kind of alongside my teaching is engaging a lot with campaigns to defend the humanities as a discipline. So I've been reading a number of books by Martha Nussbaum and others about what is the point of the humanities. Like, are we studying a subject like film just to train people to become filmmakers or to work in the industry? Is this purely a kind of is it purely about employability? Or is there more to be learnt from studying cinema? Is it not purely about employment? Is there more kind of value that we can get out of studying a subject like cinema? Actually, I think it just really helped me improve my teaching and to reflect on what things were working in what I was doing. And it really provided a space where that felt supported and legitimised. Because so much at university is focused on the great kind of research that we're producing, and so much is about, you know, what our next book project's going to be, what our next grant application's going to be. And this was a time where it's actually saying, well, no, it's what you're doing in the classroom that's important. It's what your students are getting out of their teaching that is important. I think the main advice I'd give is just to do it. Actually, when it comes down to it, you get a lot of benefits from it, both in terms of your career, but also in terms of improving your teaching and just, focusing on what is really the key thing that we're doing here, which is teaching our students. And I think the fellowship of the HEA really helps validate that part of our job.